We've arrived at my last settlement in the Commonwealth, the United Settlement Army Stronghold. We've seen a bunch of the United Settlement Army throughout the Commonwealth, and this is their base of operations. As I've said in the past, they are set up by Dance after he helped set up the new railroad that got split sort of into two. And he initially created this base just sort of a place for himself and a distraction to the Brotherhood of Steel, because they thought it had something to do with the railroad, but it doesn't really. And it's worked pretty well. But since then, it's flourished, and people have shown up, much like how the Red Rocket Militia began. And he has started an all-inclusive army and alliance, and is trying to grow it from humans, synths, ghouls, and even super mutants. Along with Dance, Strong also lives in this settlement, and he has managed to recruit a number of super mutants, including a friendly behemoth. Most of them are weaker, older, and more feeble. And that's just, this is really kind of the place they can survive. This is a throne for the behemoth. It's got nothing but static on the radios. They love it. But for the most part, they are peaceful, and they agree not to kill people anymore. They kill ghouls and animals and all sorts of other creatures. As you can see, Dance's army does have a vertibird. Actually, they have a couple of them spread out throughout the wasteland. We saw one of them on my base by Spectacle Island. This section out here is where the super mutants hang out. It's their little compound. A variety of tire beds for them. And a variety of their equipment. Got a really big bed over here for the behemoth. They've really taken up basketball. They like to use bowling balls though. But most of the time during the day when it's nice out, they like to hang out down the street. Most of them are not super friendly with people yet, although there are a few, along with Strong, of course. We'll head inside. Our guard appears to have wandered off. We'll see if he shows up here at some point. The United Settlement Army has recently adopted a new paint scheme for their army, for their armor, and it's spread to some of the settlements, but not all of them. So, like for instance, in Red Rocket, there was a member of the army, but they just had classic combat armor without the paint job.
Yeah.
So, hey, there's our other guard, Scavenger, and let's say Eye Doctor. I did build sort of right over the roof, and actually, or right over the little shed here, it actually kind of phases into it a bit. So they do use robots as well, and they name theirs after like famous American politicians and people from history. So Washington, obviously an obvious one. He is here selling junk. As you can see, he's got a variety of things for sale. Sort of made it his own. He does have a bit of personality.
Need to get back to Diamond City one of these days.
Believe
Biggest town I ever saw.
that is a no wait. Can't remember.
Strong smash robots!
Okay, inside, downstairs. As you can see, we have a brick wall which kind of stands out. It's the secret entrance from the railroad stuff. This is Strong's rooms where he sleeps at night. And then down below, because of course there is a large hole in this settlement, there is a large pipe long enough to, big enough to walk through. as well as I like to pretend that, and try not to look too much to the side, that there is a way you can walk through it. So I have a blind
I've got
super
a few
mutant
minutes to browse.
trader down here, and his seeing eye dog. Due to his issue, he really likes to segregate himself away from everybody. Alright. And we got the bedroom. There's where the eye doctor should be. We got one of the super mutant settlers who is a bit more used to people. This area is a bit more personalized. Dance, you know, runs the army as on a whole. Strong oversees the super mutants, and this fellow here, this ghoul, oversees this particular settlement, and he's hung up a few of his own little things, trinkets. As you can see here, they have quite the collection of power armor. There's one spot missing for the armor Dance is wearing. However, this guy also has quite a collection of arms.
Just wanted to trade a few things.
Sure.
Probably one of my favorite guys. Everything in his inventory here is a reference to a pre-existing Fallout game. 3, 2, 1, New Vegas, and 4. And yeah, I like to think of him as sort of the badass old school ghoul who keeps the settlement together day to day, really. Alright, I guess you can just walk off the edge there. Hey, there's our buddy Strong.
Strong protect you. Human say.
Yeah.
Got your back.
Since we're here,
Strong go with human.
we will check
We
out his
need to swap
unique
some
weapon
gear.
that I've
Strong
given him,
can carry more than puny humans.
which of course is called Strong, which also brings up the name of this place. The entire concept was inspired by Broken Hills from Fallout 2 and Jacobstown from Fallout New Vegas. And I always knew I wanted to set up there's Dance and Strong together, sort of building a settlement. So I got the main little market here.
Strong knew.
And while they were coming up with names, Strong wanted to name it Fort Strong.
So many humans.
And Dance tried to explain to him that that already existed and would be confusing, but of course, arguing with the super mutant is difficult. So Dance came up with the USA Stronghold thing, and Strong went for it. Let's check out Dance's.
Heads up.
Need something? Well, let's see what you required.
Unique weapon. I've also made all of his power armor legendary in some way, mainly just increase his strength and stuff, his speed, and Sentinel. Shoots an additional projectile. Alright. So we got a little balcony out here. There's quite a view out here. Coastal Cottage is already kind of high.
So much walking. Want to do more flying.
Alright, exercise.
Strong glad to be rid of
Our power back there.
you. Strong getting
Someone running in artillery up top. And then the main
You hear
farming
about that
section.
farm run by ghouls? Isn't that
He
something?
runs the soda machine. The farmer's just got
Back
the
hurts, my
green
feet
hoods.
hurt. Everything hurts.
Hi, how are you? You know what I call a good day? One that ends without an empty stomach.
someday.
If you were.
Super mutants kill
You
everything.
can see he really ascribed to a uniformed look, green. And it worked out with the whole super mutants too.
Milk of humankind is soon.
But yeah, Dance is hoping this group's existence, due to the fact they didn't exist during like all the issues to do with the Institute and the Brotherhood and everything
Someday,
else,
Super
that
mutants kill
they might be able to help
everything.
unify groups together, because there's not a lot of pre-existing bias against them.
Humans
Anyway, we'll
always
see how that
fight.
goes. He has spread out quite a bit. We'll see some more of them when we
Got a
get over to
dangerous
Far
river.
Harbor.
Hope you ain't here for me.
But yeah, that is it as far as what to call it, Broken Hills, as far as Stronghold here goes. And I think that is it for the Commonwealth. We're going to be heading off to Far Harbor for the last 4 settlements there, and a couple other spots that I have built as well.